Well, good morning, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's super nice to not be running today. My legs are a little tired from the long run on Sunday and the hard effort going up to Mount Soledad yesterday. So it's good to take a break. And spent some time the last couple days watching some videos from athletes at the Western States 100, one of the marquee 100-mile running races. Actually, what got me onto watching those videos was this book, Training Essentials for Ultra Running. I heard the interview on the Endurance Planet with Jason Koop and decided I'd pick up his book and start reading it. And it just so happened Western States happened and athletes put some videos, and it was just great. One of the things that Koop talks about is how triathlon and ultra running started at about the same time, but triathlon advanced greatly in terms of training science and nutrition, and ultra running basically hasn't advanced that greatly. And which is why he wrote the book, is because he's been studying it for a number of years and watching what athletes do well and what the mistakes they may make, and he's trying to teach ultra running. So then I went to the videos and I watched the YouTube videos from the ultra runners, the top runners that ran Western States. And it's so interesting to see these guys specifically talking the way triathletes talked 15 years ago. And it's so interesting to see what Koop says and then listen to these guys. And an example, there were two guys that went off fast. They went out to break the course record and they went fast early, which as a marathon runner or a triathlete, you know you can't go out hard. You got to build your way into a race. But they went out fast, so whatever. They're ultra runners. They have experience running 100 miles. I don't. That's what they did. But what really amazed me was their talk about nutrition. One guy talked about putting Sprite and gel together. No triathlete in the world would do that. Yes, on the marathon course of an Ironman, some athletes will alternate gel and Coke. Some athletes will go with Coke only, but very rarely early on are they doing Coke and gel at the same time. That is just, it seems just ridiculously, it just seems like that's a mistake, that's going to haunt you down the road. What also struck me is the lack of specificity on electrolyte replacement. He talked about eating potato chips and dropping a noon at something like mile 60. But during his entire, this is where I think I made my mistakes, he never once went to, maybe my hydration system was off. He put it on a lot of other things, and he's like, I don't know. I don't know what went wrong. Maybe the Sprite and the gel upset my stomach. Or I had a banana at 60 miles even though I knew that wasn't going to work, and I had a banana and all of a sudden I started puking. But he never went to, maybe it was my hydration. So anyway, that just proves what Coop talked about, is that the science behind ultra running. These are guys at the front racing hard, and the science isn't there for them to know what to practice during the race to be successful. They are pushing the limit on running fast, which is great. That's what you should do. That's what makes sport so compelling. But the science of the nutrition part of it hasn't caught up. So this guy is testing something on a 100-mile race while trying to run fast, and not knowing exactly what it was that caused the problems. And that goes right back to what Ironman was 15, 20 years ago. To today, you never hear about, I mean, it's really rare at the front of the race do you ever hear about nutrition problems. Very rarely you will hear, athletes miss their bag at the nutrition pickup. Now that creates problems. But very rarely do you hear like, oh man, I screwed up on my nutrition. Very rarely do you hear that. And that's the difference between what Coop talked about, the science of triathlon today versus the science of ultra running today, when the sports started at the same time. Anyway, fun things to do when you're not running is to, at least on my side, read about running and educate myself about running. All right, so I'm not done with the ultra runners. May I have a suggestion for all of you? Go to precisionhydration.com. Do the very simple sweat test and start using some of this. These are their drink tabs. They come in various levels of electrolytes, but whatever the protocol is they give you, try it out. I had problems with cramping, specifically when I went to do mobilization work on my feet. My feet were totally cramped up. I wanted to solve the problem. I listened to a podcast on Endurance Planet with the guy Andy Blow, who owns this company. Did the sweat test, tried it out, and gone are all my cramping problems. I have no issues anymore with cramping. As long as I practice doing what came out of my sweat test, as long as I practice it, I have no cramping problems. Guys at the front of Western states, it's worth looking into. precisionhydration.com. So what's great about being a triathlete with a run focus is that when the legs are tired and I don't feel like running, I can go to the pool and I can just get a good workout in. And in fact, my normal week on a Monday, I do a no leg day. That means I'll let the train go by. All right, so that means what I do is just go to the pool and do a workout. But since yesterday was 4th of July and it fall on a Monday and we had the Mount Soledad Challenge, I chose today to do no legs. And I did a good hard workout in the pool and I feel refreshed, ready to go. And with this backdrop, Can't get much better than that. All right, I've got a question out there. Maybe someone watching this works at Starbucks, or maybe there's someone there that's more adept at Starbucks protocol than I am. But there are two different Starbucks here in Encinitas that I go to, and I will admit I just order the same drink basically every single time. It's a latte macchiato. Okay, it's a new drink that they came out with this year, and I like it, so that's what I ordered. But at both the Starbucks, if there's a particular barista working, I have to change my order. So at the one I was just in, she doesn't know how to make a flat white, or a latte macchiato. It comes out light and wrong every time she makes it. So when she's the barista, I order a flat white, which is essentially an upside down latte macchiato. She knows how to make a flat white correctly, but she can't make the latte macchiato correctly. The second one, different store, doesn't matter if she's the cashier or she's the barista. If I order a latte macchiato, I get this super sweet, sugar-filled caramel macchiato every single time. So my question to all of you Starbucks aficionados or anybody that works at Starbucks, do I tell them? Do I tell the girl, hey, you don't know how to make it? Read the book and make it correctly? And do I tell the other woman, can you just make a latte macchiato? Do I tell her right then, make a latte macchiato? Or do I, like I did today, just adjust my order and be okay with it? I seem to be okay with it. I can drink a flat white, no problem. And if I go to the other one, I order a flat white because they can't mess that one up. But my question is, do you tell the barista or not? The future Marine is awake.